This podcast contains excerpts from New Soul Radio shows. For the full listening experience with music, visit newsoulradio.com. That's NUSOL radio.com. This is Soulsay.
The following thoughts and opinions do not represent New Soul Radio, Soulsay and Company, or any of our affiliates, advertisers, or sponsors.
Yo, how you doing? And welcome to WSOL New Soul Radio. I'm your host of Soul Cymatics. I'm Pharaoh the Wordsmith. I'm new to the station, but I'm not new to the game. I don't want people saying, oh, this is a comeback. No, I took a hiatus. I took a well-deserved rest. And for those who don't know me, allow me to introduce myself to you. I'm an international author. I'm from the Midwest. I'm a father. I'm a son. I'm a person who finds humbleness in life, even in the most chaotic and most disappointing times, to stay grounded and rooted. Now that you understand that, a little bit more about me. So the Soul Cymatics is based upon a few different key elements that you won't find nowhere else in the world. What is a relationship? What does it take to run it? And what does it cost you to be in it? And so once you understand those concepts, we apply those concepts to all of our relationships. And what is a relationship? A relationship is where two or more components are organized to be social together, to identify with each other, as well as to, how can I put it, in a human form, sometime intermingle together. And if anything is wrong in that harmonic state of those relationships or those components, then everything that we have at times can be thrown off. How do we get back to ground zero? How do we get past the pain, the hurt, the upsetness, the fatigue, all the key components that make a relationship work? We have to look at ways of healing, mending, respecting triggers, and not trying to break each other. I have made a whole life of finding what works because I was typically the person that was breaking everything I touched. And so my journey taught me more than a book can put out, and more than an encyclopedia can ever say. And this is my moment of transparency, and this is my apology, and this is my way of helping men get better and women love stronger. All too often, we followed this streetcar that everybody else had, and we wanted it. And we didn't know what it took to get to it. We didn't know what it took to drive it. And we test drove it, we loved it, and we broke it. We crashed it. And we left a lot of things in the wake that we never really truly looked back to get over, let alone unpack. And so one of the ways that I look at it, music. Music is important to me. It's life for me, right? So if you took away music, you would really hurt me. However, as a writer, I use my words a little differently. So what you think you might hear, but it doesn't mean that holds the same meaning of what you think it might be. And so as a wordsmith, I use ghetto vernacular, proper vernacular, white terms, black terms, Latino terms, right? But I use them in a way that as a writer adds color to the palette that I'm painting. And this is part of my palette that I'm painting. So once again, I came into radio many, many moons ago. I started out as a co-host, worked my way up to hosting a show to DJing shows to being a DJ host and a co-host all at the same time. For those who have worked with me, I appreciate your support, your love, your truth, and you being who you are. For those who have great stages with me doing spoken word, comedy, I appreciate you for the pearls of wisdom that you have dropped upon the table. We have broken bread over and pushed back and forth. One thing you'll know about me is I really don't drop names, because if I got to address it, I need to leave it alone in my spirit. I'm very humble. As my journey took me, I came off air of my choice, my own free will. Then I started writing more. I write erotic poetry, conscious poetry, love poetry, sad poetry. I write it all. I also write journal for men. I've also written affirmations for young boys, young girls, women, and men. So my writing journey has not just taken me just strictly to the books, but it has given me more content every day of my life, because I now sit and look at my life in retrospect. What can I do to have made it better? And what can I do to help somebody else's life become better? I've been a martial artist for over 20 years. And the journey of the martial arts is never the goal of being a black belt, but the goal of better self-improvement. It is a lifelong journey. And those principles that were instilled in me at one point, that were re-instilled in me throughout my career, I have now decided to share those pearls. Young black men need leadership. We got some older black men who need leadership as well. I can't call them out without calling someone else out on the older echelon side. And the look and standpoint that I take is, if you don't discuss it now, it'll eat you alive till you discuss it. So Soul Cymatics is a radio station, a radio show that is designed to handle these conversations. So they gave me 10 p.m. to midnight, so we could get real grown, real adult. We could talk lifestyle, we could talk positions, we could talk love, we could talk hate, we could talk healing, we could talk life, we could talk. Well, I'm not going to talk politics with some of y'all, because I'd rather see you how I see you than not like you and not have to see you. All right? Because politics holds a special place in conversations. And since this is my place of work, I'm not going to bring politics up in there. Right? But we can talk life. We can talk raising kids. We can talk how it feels to suffer with loss. We can talk triggers. We can talk anything you want to discuss. My background is simple. Grammar school graduated, high school graduated, college dabbled with, enlisted, served my country. Came back home, I now serve my parents. I now serve my community. And that's where I'm at right now, with college on the horizon. I dibble-dabble. I didn't say I didn't know nothing. I just dibble-dabble. I wanted to be a marine biologist. Then I turned around and wanted to be an IT specialist. I went and got my A+, my MSCE. Played around with computers and was like, I got big hands. I need to find something to do with them. And so I've worked in the medical field. I've worked in various warehousing localities. I've worked as security. I've worked as, low-end security. And when I say low-end security, I mean like club. Yeah, I did it. Wearing the monkey suit, yeah, I did it. Wearing a uniform with the patch and the vest, I did it. With the guns, I did it. And then to the business suits, loved it. And I did it. Right. So I've been all around the world in different places. And when I was around the world, I was always in the vice districts, the red light districts. Go pay for it. If you can't get it at home, go pay for it. Don't tell them you went and paid for it. That is my disclaimer. I'm not saying that I went and paid for it when I was in a relationship. I'm just saying if you can't get it at home, go pay for it. Don't tell nobody you did it. My status at the time, classified. Now that I've said that, you can pretty much understand that I will be also peeling back the layers of who I am so you can get a better view. Told you, this is my show, and it has my moments of transparency. So like you, I'm real. Like you, I'm human. Like you, I've made mistakes. Some of them I planned on it. Some of them were just that. They were mistakes. But it has cost me more than you can imagine. I'm just bold enough to really just put it all on the table and say, you know what, I did that, my bad. So, but the music that we play here on Soul Cymatics is so powerful. It's transcending. It's not just neo soul and R&B, right? I can't even say it's just in the 2000s. What I can promise you is a musical experience as well as a conversational experience that is like none other, with interviews that will have your whole head going, wow. Yes, I do storytell. I don't lie. I storytell. There's a difference, right? And so, for those of you who are trying to picture the voice in your head, let me help you out. I'm 6'4", 265 pounds, caramel complexion, brown eyes, bald head, goatee, gray fox, freckle, head to toe. Don't ask that question. Just head to toe. I have new skin, and I'm healing wonderfully because around this time last year, I was burnt. I'm not going to go into the specifics. Just know everybody want to light the grill is not licensed to light a grill. I got burned, face, scalp, back of my neck, shoulders, bilateral, both arms from shoulder to hands to fingertips. And what I see in front of me now, I see the damage that was caused and might not ever heal. But I'm just happy for the fact that I'm no longer a walking open wound. And I'm happy for the fact that I didn't do what typically what people do at barbecues, the drinking, they got the big old beards and they're drunk, and then the fire comes and it eats the fumes that you sweat out of the alcohol. So everything I did as a sober mind is what kept me alive. And I've slowed my drinking down ever since. So change is inevitable. You either change or the universe makes you change. Once again, my transparency is real. Now, we're not getting into specifics, but I will get into I won't get into details, but I get into specifics. There's a difference, right? Because when I get into details, I could say and I could edge around the bush. But when I get into the situations that I was in, I will not name names. I wouldn't ruin people like that. But I also will own my jackups. So as my inaugural show, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the soul cymatics experience. And I'm your host, Pharaoh the Wordsmith.
Supporters of this show can join us on Patreon, where for only $5 a month, you can access all past shows and exclusive content. Join now at patreon.com/SoulSayCo. That's patreon.com/SOLSEICO. Want to answer one of our questions? Or have a song or artist request? Or do you just want to leave us some feedback? Call the New Soul Radio voicemail at 312-945-6376. That's 312-945-6376. Remember, we may play your message on air.
Yo, you're back. Thank you. This is your host, Pharaoh the Wordsmith, Soul Cymatics, right here on WSOL Radio, New Soul. Speaking of New Soul, let's see your soul. Because I don't have a problem with showing mine. It's in repair. It looks good, but it's in repair mode right now, right? So, since mine is in repair mode, let's talk about something that's very interesting as far as how we got to the repair mode status. There's these 10 things, right, that typically most people do, right? There are 10 red flags that signal or show, warn, tell you, stop. But nah, I'm going to keep going. It'll work out. I love him. I love her. Man, look. First of all, making excuses for your mate, it's only enabling your mate to show who they really are, even worse. Right? And so the first one, told you I got burnt up in that fire, right? I was sober. That's what saved my life. Key word here is sober. So you already know what the first one is. Drugs and alcohol, baby. As Exhibit would say, drugs and alcohol, right? If your mate has a drug or alcohol addiction, chances are, we already know where this is going, right? And when I say drugs, let me take a certain category out of that, right? Though it is a drug, I would take a certain category out of that. Marijuana, Mary Jane, herb, Reggie, Kush, loud, gas, whatever the hell you want to call it. I ain't smoked marijuana in about, I was in high school. I was a junior. That's the last time I smoked. No. Let me recant that statement. I smoked the night before my recruiter picked me up for MEPS, military enrollment processor. And so when he picked me up, I had a gallon of Golden Seal tea. I was drinking that like, man. I get in the car with him. He looks at me and goes, "You like tea, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I love tea." Right? And I get into basic training. I passed the drug test at MEPS. I get into basic training. They was like, "This is your moment of amnesty. If you have done any illegal substance, please say so now, and it won't be held against you." Do you know I couldn't pee in that cup because I was trying to convince myself to calm the hell down and pee in the cup? And my brain is like, we smoked like not even 72 hours ago. I'm like, I drank the tea. Why is you tripping? Like I'm having a whole conversation with myself, trying to pee in the urinal with a dude watching me to make sure I ain't using nobody else's pee and I ain't putting water in the cup. Drugs and alcohol. If your guy or your lady is a chronic drinker and they can't, I understand functional alcoholism. I get it. But let's say they can't leave it down, put it down, get away from it for you, for the family. And there's a difference between recreational drunks, professional drunks, and literal drunks. Right? Literal drunks stay drunk. Professional drunk, they function. Right? A recreational drunk, they get drunk Christmas time, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, 4th of July. Did I miss a holiday? They might get halfway drunk on Halloween because they still got to be functional to hand out the candy. I don't condone certain behaviors. And when you allow certain existential situations to make those situations medicatable, you have to ask yourself, where's the future of that relationship going? Because we all know drugs and alcohol are prone to, yep, you already know what's coming next. Number 2, violent outbursts, violent behavior. And I just ain't want to spend 30 days in a hole because I done just laid hands on somebody that I'm in a relationship with. And it don't matter. These days, it don't matter whether you straight, gay, bi, trans. It don't matter. You call the cops, you got a domestic. Where I'm from, it's 30 in a hole. So it don't even matter. It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing for you. It's embarrassing for the relationship. It's embarrassing for the family. It's embarrassing for the neighbors. Because you can control yourself because you let a spirit. We talk. Boy, look. Now you understand why they call it wine and spirits. So you let a spirit in that you can't control, and it controls you. And now you done did the ultimate, right? Or one of the ultimates. I have beat the hell out of tables, couches, and thrown chairs sober because I had an attitude issue, right? I never put my hands on somebody I was in a relationship with. I don't believe in domestic violence. But I will murder the damn kitchen table. I will kick the hell out the chair in the kitchen. I know I got to replace it, but I'd rather replace it than do something to give me some jail time. Right? And I can't say it was a drug and alcohol related thing, but for a long time I had attitude issues. And when I was diagnosed on the spectrum, that's how functioning, it all came around. So understand, I'm on the spectrum, I'm high functioning, and violence is something that I'm extremely skilled at. And I've been that way all my life. So I had to learn how to take that dragon, put him back in my chest, lock him up for the safety of those around me, but let him out when need be. But discipline, that's a whole nother show I had to go through, right? But I just wanted to let you know that everybody is subject to violent outbursts when there's drugs and alcohol involved in this situation. These are 2 of the 10 red flags. And now, I have a question for you. And it goes along with this third one. Can you honestly say that the person that you're in a relationship right now, you're equally yoked? Your goals and their goals align with each other? Because if you can, great. The question I'm going to ask you is, how many of these 10 do you need to know before you say this is not going to work? And how many of these 10 are you going to actually sit back and say, well, we can work this out? See, because working it out, if it's 10 red flags and your mate has 6 and y'all have 4 in common, you already have 40%. That's below 50. That's an F. That's an F on your relationship report card for the 10 red flags. At my children's school, a 70 is like a D. 70 is a D. So if you at 4 of the 10, abandon ship. Abandon ship. Abandon ship. But I digress. Are y'all matched? Are the goals on point? Or is your mate with you because of your goals to get an easy ride? I told y'all these conversational topics, boy, they're not going to be light. I told you that. They're not going to be light. Not at all. Soul Somatics is designed to help you think, build, repair, love, play, and enjoy each other. So these topics that I bring to you are definitely those topics you might want to look at and discuss. Hopefully your mate's sitting in the bed next to you. If not, call him in the morning. Be like, hey, good morning. I had a question. Where do you see yourself 2, 5, 8, and 10 years from now? With who? What are we doing? It's easy to get stagnant in comfortability, but in comfortability, don't nothing grow. So, can you go out and your mate not trip? And there's a difference. If you gave your mate a reason to trip, you can answer that question today. But can you go out with your boys or your girls and they not trip? Can you go out with a member of the opposite sex and they not trip? And I'm not saying like, oh, I don't like Susie because, she's trying to get at you and your girl going with you. The question was, and it was stated as, can you go out without your mate on either side of the coin, males or females? Oh, yeah, well, you still, if you gotta choose a pronoun and identify yourself, you gotta fall in one of those categories, right? So can you go out and your mate not trip? Right? So what we're talking about right now is jealousy and distrust. Number 4, jealousy and distrust. Are you jealous because your mate went out? You don't trust them because they went out? You don't trust who they talking to on the phone? You jealous because when they move around without you, they don't really tell you what they're doing. They give you a ballpark thing of what they're doing. Like, I'm gonna go grab coffee, go do a little shopping, and I'll be back at the crib. And then like 5 hours later, they showing back, and you're like, "Yo, take that long to go shopping and get coffee." Like, first of all, if you get the rocket fuel, depending on where you go, you might get, sludge or premium. And then, like when I shop, it takes me a minute because I let the store tell me what I'm getting. Unless it's underwear, I'm in and out. If it's underwear, I'm in and out. If it's socks, I'm in and out. If it's t-shirts, I'm in and out. But if I gotta get like jeans, slacks, polos, dress shirt, I'm gonna be there for a minute because remember, I'm a little different, but because I'm on the spectrum, for me, clothes have to fit and feel a certain way. Just because I walked up in Walmart don't mean I'm coming out. Just because I walked up in Macy's don't mean I'm getting what's in Macy's. For me, it's a feeling and feel situation. I'm a sensory guy. But your history of infidelity might have something to do with the distrust and the jealousy. Number 5, the history of infidelity. Ladies and gentlemen, if your mate has a history of infidelity, do you really believe that you are able to control, cure, and end that history of infidelity? If so, please give us a call at WSOL Radio at 312-945-6376 and leave a message, because this is some I got to hear. I do, because you got the magic for JJ. You got the wormhole of wormholes. Your magic stick is like Merlin's wand. You got the Harry Potter in your pants, man. I need to hear these stories. Real talk. Because unless you want to be monogamous, unless you are willing to kill that other person inside you to say, hey, go fuck that bitch. Hey, sit that nigga dick. Hey, go do this. Unless you're willing to quiet that person and off with their head, a history of infidelity is going to be a history of infidelity currently. Well, you got to give him to it, White. The man has audacity. Yeah, that's my Doc Holliday impression from the movie Tombstone. Yep. You get a lot coming with me. Oh, double entendre. Whoa, watch out now. Number 6. 4, 5, and 6 kind of go together, though. If there is number 4, let me recap it for you. If there's persistent jealousy and distrust, then you have a history of infidelity. You know what's about to come next, don't you? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to dun, 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 Mr. and Mrs. Controlling. Because it is the only way that they feel they can be in a safe relationship. Let that sink in for a minute. I have a history of infidelity. I don't trust. I'm sorry. Let me do it in order so you don't get it twisted. My mate has distrust issues. My mate has jealousy issues. And then I have a history of infidelity. See, 1 and 1 makes 2. So somewhere down the line, Mr. and Mrs. Controlling is going to kick the door in like them alphabet boys. Woo! The calls, the texts, the video calls, the messenger call. Who the hell ever told Facebook and Instagram video calling was the shit to do? That is the most intrusive ringtone. I swear. Don't video call me. I don't care if you follow me on social media. Don't video call me. You want to get talked about real bad, video call me. Because I'm going to do a live and I'm going to talk about you. And I'm going to tag you in it. And I'm going to post it to your wall. Video call me without prior authorization. Off with your soul. So, understand, these flags are starting to paint a picture. These flags are starting to actually go in the order that you understand why your particular relationship failed, didn't thrive, left, disappeared, bamboozled you, however you want to look at it. And we only had 5. The other 5 is just as powerful. Look, we got to pay these bills, and we're going to come back. This is Pharaoh the Wordsmith of Soul Cymatics right here on WSOL Radio, New Soul Radio.
Take New Soul Radio with you wherever you go. Download the New Soul Radio app in the Google Play or Apple App Store by searching New Soul Radio. That's NUSOL Radio. If you have any tips to host your own radio show, hit us up at teamsose.com and drop your info. That's teamsose.com. SOLSCI. Soul Say.
This is America.
Peace on left, justice on the right. Peace on left, justice on the right.
This is America.
This is the reason Kaepernick was taking a knee.
Heartbroken when I saw that video. I almost couldn't finish it.
Abuse of power.
We gotta start making changes.
There's a virus in police departments across this country.
If I ruled the world,
cops harassing.
Good cops know who these bad cops are.
free all my sons.
You have every right to be angry.
Can you tell me why? Every time I step outside, I see my die.
You have no right to perpetrate violence on the very communities that you are standing up for.
A lot of people have been using my father's words.
That all men are created equal.
The only pathway to do this is through nonviolent means. I'm letting you know that it ain't no gun they make that can kill my soul.
We will bring you justice, I promise.
But if God got us, then we gon' be alright.
Start making some changes.
Imagine that this radio spot is about your business. It's easier than you think. Text 630-465-5742 to get started. That's 630-465-5742.
Yo, I'm sorry if I'm ruining your night with all this great and plentiful amount of information. However, in order for us to go any further on the inaugural voyage, we have to strip away those things that hurt us the most so that we can heal and get better together. That's the only way I can say that. Because I would be a fool to want to help you, but let you go through it, then tell you I want to help you, right? And it's a difference between me. I ain't got no dog in this fight. I ain't got no pony in this show or circus. I just want you to be a better you. And if you're the person that's dancing all over the damn triggers, put the gun down, fool. You're just a drama person. You are filled with anger, hate, self-loathing, and fear. People were designed to be happy. On a molecular level, you are 70% water. Y'all need to go YouTube that little experiment where the doctor put the rock music next to the water, and then he played like jazz and happy music next to the water, and the molecules look completely damn different. Yeah. The one that was listening to the rock music was a little spiky and crazy. The one that was listening to the happy music, it looked great. The curves weren't spiky. It was beautiful. It was like watching some individual snowflakes become one snowflake as it went back to being the other individual snowflakes. Beautiful. I don't know about you, but could you imagine if your body reverberated the music that you played as the warning label on your forehead? Some of y'all walking around here super cool be looking like a wrecking ball full of spikes, be calling you Mace. And I ain't talking about M-A-S-C, the rapper. I'm talking about M-A-C-E, the ball on the chain with the handle that the Knights use. Mace. Let me get back into it, right? I know y'all waiting for these next folk. I'm finna serve them up to you nice and fresh, hot and cold. So, take your highball, pour your little scotch. Hopefully you like it neat like myself, lights of stogie, and let's get it cracking. Do you suffer from aloneism? Yes, aloneism. The ism of being alone. You are the great lone wolf. You have no friends. And you're trying to put yourself in a relationship. you socially inept individual, I'm going to need you to go seek professional help. Matter of fact, there's a show right here on New Soul Radio. You can call Dr. Sherlyn Garrett. Jump in on her show. She will help you out. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help you because you ain't got no friends. I'm trying to give you at least one. And if you ain't got no friends, what do you do to your mate? You give them all your time. So let me get this right. You ain't got no friends. You jump in a relationship, so you give your mate all your time. So I have a question. Are you a burrito? Because they sure enough wrapped your ass up and you can't breathe. I don't know who told you that's how a relationship's supposed to go. If you don't find friends for this individual, they will suck the life out of you. And if you're already around here looking like death, they're going to suck the death out of you. That's what I call sucking life from death. No, it's not trademarked, but it is copyrighted. It's in one of my poems. So, if they ain't got no friends, they give you all their time. What do you have time to do as a mate? Every time you go get in the car, they're like a dog. Every time you go get in the car, that one will get in the car with you. Every time you roll the window down, you roll it down on their side first because they stunk up your car with all that bullshit they trying to put on you. And don't fall for I'm a lone wolf line. The fact that the dude or she done told you, I ain't got no friend. First of all, hold on, fellas. Let me be honest with you. If a chick told you she ain't got no damn friends and you trying to talk to either A, she lying, or B, she ugly, and you just can't see. I want you to understand where we going on this trip. Fellas, if you talking to the ugly chick and she ain't got no friends, what you think she finna do to you? She finna sucker bitch your ass. And you're gonna hate life for that one. And the more you fight to get off, the more she's gonna stick to your ass. She's gonna be like a sticker bug. And oh Lord, if you ever wore shorts in the country with some gym shoes and socks, and you walk through them fields and you got some little sticker bugs in your sock, you be for the next 2 hours trying to get them damn things out your socks because you done got so many walking through the field. Stop tiptoeing through the damn field of loneliness. Talking about, ain't she pretty? No, she's not. No, she's not. Ladies, if the dude tells you, yeah, I got friends, but we don't really hang out like that. The first clue that he's remotely attractive is the fact that you found the dude attractive. The second clue, that number 5, the history of infidelity might be alive. He got friends, but he don't really hang out with them like that. That's because he out on the streets hunting. You got yourself what I call the night prowler. Yes, it's copyrighted. No, it's not trademarked. But I'm trying to tell you what you're dealing with. There's the meme that says you can't be ugly and you can't want to fight. You got to pick one. If he ain't got no friends, she ain't got no friends. They trying to pick you apart. Black widow praying mantis. Now, I done got all that out of my system and coming down to the last one. And I bet you probably trying to figure it out. And if I told you, you already know what it is. If you add all of these up, you'll know what it is. If I got a drug and alcohol addiction, I got violent outbursts and displays, I have a mismatched relationship goal, I am persistently jealous and have a distrustful thought process, I have a history of infidelity, I'm very controlling, I have no friends, I give you all my time, and because I give you, give is such a good thing, but it's an ugly word. You ain't even earned it. I'm giving it to you. You gotta take it. It's a gift. So if they doing all of this, you know they are not emotionally available to love you. So no. Lack of emotional intimacy. But they got great toxic sex. I get it. I get it. I get it. Toxic sex is, I don't even think the porn industry got anything on that type of level. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever been into some toxic sex, it is phenomenal. It is a drug by itself. And I understand why people love dramatic individuals now. Because everything you can't get, you can get in one place. The bedroom, the car, the bathroom, the skinny dipping in the pool, down by the river. I hope they ain't doing the baptismal service on Sunday. Especially if you was at the top. Talking about a hellfire washdown. Ooh, blowback is a crazy thing, ain't it? Gotta think about that. I'm glad I got, just a little anointing on the head with the little thumb thing. I didn't have to be dumped in the river and be hopefully missing X and Y chromosomes. Just saying. But yes, if they're doing all of that, are they emotionally available to you? Is there an emotional intimacy there? You have to do your math. You have to see whether or not where you at in your relationship is worthy of going any further. Like I said, I'm not telling you to break up. I'm telling you to see if it's worth going any further. Because I cannot tell you to leave somebody. Because I won't be there to protect you if they decide to get violent with your ass. You on your own. But I know if they try to do it with me, though I said I would not lay hands on somebody I slept with in a relationship, I ain't say nothing about my friends, Glock, Smith, Wesson, Colt, 45. I ain't say nothing about them leaving their home in chamber to put you in a better place spiritually. Yeah? Just saying. I'm a big dude. I can't show up to the dojo talking about I got into a tussle with my lady and she just beat the hell out of me. I just can't do that. I can't do that. Nope. Can't do it. Can't. Like, first of all, if you're a grown man walking around with a claw mark from a tiger across your face, for me, I'm just going to assume you tried to rape somebody. I ain't going to even assume she smacks you. I'm going to assume you tried to put your hand in the cookie jar and take the whole damn jar of cookies. So once again, I don't advocate for domestic violence. I advocate for domestic separation in space. Before you reach out and put your hands on somebody, think about it. How would you like it if they did it to you? Pause. Oh, somebody else did it to you, so now you feel you could do it to somebody else, and the person you just did it to is the person that's going to put hands on you worse than you did before? See, the cycles is vicious. And so in order to have effective communication, understanding, love, and trust, sometimes you have to have space to process. Once you process it, you can converse about it. And hopefully the other person ain't on their DNA kick. Now, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Soul Somatics, right here on New Soul Radio. And DNA is not meaning Dana, does not mean that DNA. I'm talking drugs and alcohol, baby, in my exhibit voice. Drugs and alcohol, baby, DNA, right? So I want you to understand, if you're dealing with 4 or more of these issues, reassess your relationship, reassess your goals. Fuck going to Jamaica and fucking on the balcony. What you gonna be doing in this house when you laid down because somebody had a violent outburst from the drugs and alcohol and your distrustful shit and you controlling and he done had enough of it. And I say he because typically in my day, it was typically the dude that put hands on women. Now, these women is handling you dudes. And I'm not saying it as a point of ha. I'm saying it as I give you your props. You taking this ass whooping like a G, like a hit on the chest, and I get it. You ain't trying to get her in trouble, and you really don't want to wear the shame or humiliation of being physically disruptive to your lady. But if your lady is putting hands on you, look, time to go, man. You ain't got to pack, leave. What you gonna pack up? 3 pairs of Jordans, 2 pairs of shorts, some dirty ass underwear that I can see your booty in, and then a tank top? You ain't even got the Jordans, you got the Air Force Ones. I got you. So you got the ones, the skinny jeans. Get your sister back her damn pants, man. You would never. First of all, I'm too big to be in some damn skinny jeans. And secondly, I never liked looking at a man in a woman's fashion. I'm just saying, that's what you wearing, probably are. You ain't got much to pack up. Leave that shit. You can go get some more. You can go get a whole new outfit the next day. Just don't get your gas. You good. I talk about these things lightly and somewhat, sarcastically. I want you to understand the seriousness of it. Being a person in this damn station and my engineer back there kicking it, I ain't got nobody up here with me right now. So I got to talk about this the best way I can so I don't even go to sleep because this is some real stuff here. These conversations get real. Me and my trusty coffee. We ain't got no sugar back there. Damn, how the hell you just gonna bring me coffee with a little bit of milk? It ain't even cream. We're gonna work on some things around here at New Soul Radio. I'm trying to tell you, WSOL will never be the same now that they got me on air. Speaking of air, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, pay some bills around here, and when we come back, oh my God, then we're gonna learn how to heal in the relationship. WSOL, New Soul Radio.
Want 24/7 access to past shows, exclusive content, and VIP on-air opportunities? Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Soulsei. That's SOLSEICO. Soulsei. Want more dope content? Check out Soulsei's YouTube by searching Soulsei on that Soulsei Chicago. Starting a business? Grab Kimbrio's free brand identity checklist to remove the chaos around DIY in your brand. Get it free at Kimbrio.com/checklist. That's Kimbrio. BRIO.com/checklist.
Hey, how that highball tasting right now with that Jameson in it? You still got some stogie left on your stove? You know, I understand. I like a nice Maduro myself with a highball of scotch. I prefer scotch. And the only reason why I really like the scotch is because, you know, it's pretty much made with whiskey barrels, bourbon barrels. So though you get the scotch, you get some of that cross flavoring from the cask because it's got to sit there and age. And so I get it. So I guess you could say I'm kind of like, I search for the trifecta. You know, I search for that trifecta. I do like my single malts though. I do like my single malts. We will discuss that in some more topics in the upcoming show. Trust me, I want to discuss these things up front because going forward, it doesn't matter what your relationship is. It doesn't matter if you know, LGBTQ or straight, bi. No, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter. This show is for everybody. We all have the same damn problems. We all have the same damn problems. I believe wholeheartedly that if you want to be married to a dude as a dude or a girl as a girl or a woman as a woman, you deserve the same heartache that the dude that is married to a woman gets. I believe in sharing that pain. It's lovely. It is. But there's a difference between being who you are and being part of the damn fad. I ain't never been one to be in the fad. Nope. Not the fattest dude. Not the fattest dude at all. Mm-mm. How you not a fad, man? Because I don't even wear skinny jeans. I wear boot cut. I wear, you know, now I will say I do wear stretch jeans. And let me help y'all figure this out real quick. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is Soul Cymatics right here on New Soul Radio. And in my introduction, I said I've been doing martial arts for a long time. I cannot put on no pair of pants where I can't kick you. I have to be able to kick you if I have to put hands on you. So can you imagine me in some tight ass pants trying to kick somebody and tearing the crotch out? And then it's even embarrassing because I might have free balled that day. So I done free ball, I done tore the crotch out the pants, my side get caught, and it hurt myself. Now he whipping my ass because I can't even effectively fight him because I done damaged myself. So my jeans have to be able to stretch so I can kick you. Don't sleep on my hand game either. My hand game is ugly. It's ugly. I just like to keep you at bay, right? I keep you at bay so we can talk and then decide whether or not we want to really dance together, right? Because if you get any closer, my hand game is lethal. I throw people, right? I'm an effective judoka. I will bust your head and your scapula wide up. You be on the ground, Tom, but I can't even get up. My shoulder broke. Trying to figure it out, right? So I'm just saying, as a big husky dude, there's just certain things I can't wear. I don't want no 3X shirt feeling like a 1X. I'm not looking for that type of attention, right? I don't want the damn shirt to go on, squeeze, and then it just roll up when I bend over. No. I'm not going down that pipeline with you, okay? I'm the dude that goes to the pool with the kids with the swim trunks on with a T-shirt on, right? And when I get at the pool, because they can't swim and they go off into the deep end, I let them drown for about 10.5 seconds and I pull them up. Because it's a life lesson. It's a life lesson. You don't go where you know you ain't supposed to go. You got to suffer a little bit. 10.5 seconds is a long time. I give them about 4 seconds, though. I do. Right? I give them about 4 seconds and I snatch them up. Right? Quick funny story. I'm at a Disney resort. No, was it? Yeah, it was. It was a timeshare. We're going to the Disney setup. My daughter is a toddler. All right. Cutest little damn thing walking. My daughter's a toddler. She's coming. I'm going down there with my flip-flops. Everybody that know me know I wear flip-flops damn near year round. I got a permanent suntan on my feet. I'm walking. She's in tow. She looking, because we're going to like the little, we're in Florida, so we're going to like the little makeshift like palm tree, preserve or whatever. We get down to the pool, and she's standing there in her little outfit with her little floaties on, her little life jacket. I'm like, damn, is she going to be able to swim? She's going to be all buoyant. She's going to be like, as soon as her feet hit the water, she's going to become unbalanced. She looks at me and goes, I know how to swim, Daddy. I'm like, oh, you know how to swim, baby? All right, what's up, Daddy? You know how to swim. She goes over to the 3-foot section. She kind of like mosey foot by foot down into the pool, right? And, the floaties and the life jacket, she realized she got some mobility issues now, and she's trying to get herself buoyant. It's just all funny, right? So then she comes back. I get in the pool. I squat down. I'm 6'4", so at 3 foot of water, I kind of stick out a little bit, right? My daughter's a toddler. I don't want her touching things. I don't want her looking up the swimsuit leg or nothing. So I squat down and I'm holding her hand and we trailing around in the water, having fun. We get out the pool. She take off her floaties. She come out the vest, and she said, "Look, Daddy, I know how to swim." I said, "You do?" She said, "Yeah." So I grabbed her up under her arms and I like tucked her in the air and she hits the deep end. She hits the deep end, you hit a splash. Bloosh. She comes up. And by the time she could get it out, I done already pulled her out the pool. And she was like, "You move fast." I said, "I thought you know how to swim." She said, "But Dad, you move at like lightning speed. You're a superhero. I ain't never gotta know how to swim." Hold on, chick. I ain't gonna be with you all your life. I'm only gonna be here a part of your life. Understand what you allow, what you feed, the conditions that you allow it to grow in is what becomes the environment that it lives in. I conditioned my daughter to be who she has to be for her, not what I wanted her to be. How'd you get all that from the... Look, she told me she knew how to swim. I pointed out that she didn't know how to swim, so she learned how to swim. But at the same time, she was like, "Dad, you're a superhero. I ain't never..." No. Know how to do it for yourself so you ain't got to depend on no damn body. You want to get a nut, get a nut. You want to kiss, go kiss. But make sure you want to do it because you want to do it. Not because somebody leading you to the water and forcing you to drink. Because I can only be one. I'm sorry. I only be two people superhero, right? I can only be the superhero to the lady I'm with, my kids, my family, right? I can't be the person on the street superhero because if you get involved in that bullshit, you go to beat the dude up, she go to beat you up because that's her man. Y'all was just broke up 30 minutes ago, arguing for the last hour. You can't save people that don't want to be saved. They got to want it for themselves. That's why I gave you them 10 flags. Do the math, do the research. Do you want it for yourself or not? If you don't, cool. Keep the music playing. Because you're going to be slow dancing in a burning room. John Mayer. All right. So let's talk about healing in a relationship. First and foremost, you have to take full responsibility. You committed the crime, you got to do the time. Take full responsibility. Don't pawn it off on somebody. That's a shaman's way of trying to get out of trouble. If you hadn't did this, I wouldn't have did that. Take full responsibility. You're a grown individual. Give your partner the opportunity to win back the trust that you took away. Yeah, you took that trust away. You took it away. So you got to give them an opportunity to win that trust back. You know, they always say, once the trust is gone, it's never the same, even when it comes back the second time around. I swear we talked about that in 10 red flags. It might have been coded. Right? Because your partner was a safe haven. You did something stupid. Now they have distrust issues. They want to be controlling. Now you see how it happens. Respect them damn triggers, man. Put the guns down. Practice radical transparency. And if you ain't never been transparent, you got caught with your hands in somebody else's cookie jar. Boy, that transparency is going to be life-changing radically. And let me help you out. You don't sit back and say, yeah, my hands is in the cookie jar with this one, but I don't know about the other ones. That's not radical. It's not radical. We're going to be looking for you on the back of milk cartons around here. Radical transparency is at that moment, you know, there should be that little thing. And it was at this moment that John knew he had fucked up. John, I don't know. Hey, I ain't calling you out because your name's John. I'm using John as an example, right? Like John Doe. John, at this point, realized life is about to get real hectic. So you don't confess just to this one, dummy. You backtrack. It's a radical transparency. You backtrack. You know, what does that sound like? It was Lisa, Keisha, Linda, about two Kims. Like, yeah, you gonna sound like a DMX. What you want from it? That's what you're gonna sound like in this radical transparency, because you singing for your relationship. You singing. And don't try to be slick with the DMX translation and be like, I gave you what you want. You blazed me, I blazed you. No. Tit for tat does not save the ship. Somebody got to be the bigger person. Right? And a therapist told me, if you're the person that's always been the biggest person, stop hanging around little kids. Nobody should have to walk on eggshells for 10 years because they made a mistake or a repeated mistake, aka a decision. You stayed there for 10 years to make somebody miserable. Your ass needs to been gone. They didn't want to get rid of your ass because they was trying to love you and apologize and atone for the bullshit that they put you through, that you put them through to make them do what they did. Tit for tat don't save the ship. Don't get me to preaching up in here. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, I'm not that dude today. This is the inaugural show. We trying to have fun, talk about some healing, some loving, these mistakes that we don't want to make, identify these flags. So when we hit the next port on Pleasantville, we could rock the fuck out. But y'all over here got me going to church on y'all. Come on, man. Come on. Somebody needs to be saying amen out there. Somebody needs to be saying amen out there. Yeah, I'm sipping coffee while I'm talking to y'all. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am. I got the 10 and 12 spot. If you don't want me drinking coffee, go ahead. Help us out here. Dial this number. 312-945-6376. Leave a voicemail saying that you are willing to provide a beverage for the station or the show. There's a few. If you got the app, matter of fact, check it. Are you listening to us online right now? Are you at www.newsoulradio.com? Is that what you're listening to? Check it. Let me help you out, lazy. We got an app. iPhone, Android certified. Go to your app store, type in NUSOL radio. Pops right up. Download. Take us on the go. Streaming music 24/7 plus the shows are now in your hand. You ain't got to be sitting there with your laptop, your desktop playing. Put me on your Bluetooth. Let me talk a little something in your ear. Let me tell you what I really think about you. You're so gorgeous. Dude, don't laugh. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to her. I keep trying to tell you, man. We for everybody, but I ain't for everybody. I'm for a select few. Like women. I do. Like women. Right? But I will support your decisions on who you like and who you won't. Just be respectful of my wishes. I respect you. Respect me. That's all. We can all get along, right? But radical transparency is I ain't finna go through this shit no more. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Open up all your past transgressions. Say what they were. And once again, you got to give them the moment to chew that shit over. Because for some of y'all got about 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 years of bullshit to chew over. And I hate to tell you, when you have the moment of transparency, it's easier to go through everything. Because if you leave some shit out, now you're lying. Now you're lying. You didn't really want to apologize, and you only did it to save your ass for that moment. Because you got motherfuckers that'll come at you in the back and run to your girl and tell what you're doing. After you didn't apologize because your goofy self and told everybody you play with and hang out with me, I had to apologize for all that. And they're going to be like, you ain't say nothing about this. Man, what you? I sure didn't. I forgot all about it. And that one thing you forgot about is the one straw that broke the camel's back. Radical transparency is radical. It's life altering. It's like watching a ship jump to hyperspace from being still. You know, all them lights that run past as the ship hit hyperspace. I ain't gonna say the movie franchise. I ain't gonna do that. No. But you know how, that ship would be sitting there and it'd be like, and all the lights run past. That is what a moment of radical transparency feels like, going in reverse. Some of us are so damaged on both sides of the fence. Some of us are so damaged on both sides of the fence that we might have to seek therapy, counseling. And if you don't do it for your relationship, do it for your damn self. Do it for yourself. Because we all got baggage that we are, we all got baggage. Life, life is an experience. And the thing with an experience is, an experience will always forge a new memory. Fuck the pictures. You got memories. Things inside of your head that have been done to you willingly or unwillingly, and you compartmentalize it, you pack it up, you throw it further down the back of your head, and then another experience happens and you compartmentalize it, throw it into that one. Now all of a sudden, that experience and the other experience are in the same room, they get to talk, and the biggest one eats the smallest one. So now it's two situations that have been compartmentalized inside of your head. Silence is deafening. You can hear the screams in the silence. You can see the pain in the silence. Get help. Seek counseling. The stigmata that we have on mental health as people of color has to be kiboshed. And if this last year of the pandemic ain't taught you nothing else, everybody, hell, therapists and counselors need a therapist session. So if they need it and they licensed to help you, you know damn well you need it. Look at your kid. Your kid been at home for the last year. What social skills have your kids lost? And then look at yourself and tell me what social skills you've gained. Right, you ain't gained none. So if you ain't gained no new social skills, you got old issues whipping your ass in your head. So go get some help. I don't want to be the voice of reasoning, but I be the conscious voice on your shoulder tonight. Learn to extend compassion and care to your mates. I'm gonna put a peg in that and come back to that one because I got to tell you something. For my lifestylers out there that like impact play, flogging, rough body play, you know, if you do wax drip, you know, if you do shibari, a rope play, the number one thing you do after it is all said and done is called what? That's right, aftercare. So if you're in a relationship, you got to extend that compassion, right? Because healing your partner or helping your partner to heal, you have to be compassionate. You got to care, man. You got to be human. Can't be no damn alien tonight. You got to be human. So you have to be compassionate. I don't want to hear for the 1,000th time. Well, get the hell out of there. You're going to hear for another 1,000,000 times. I won't say I grew up in a compassionless house. I won't say I grew up in an empatheticless house. I would say that my parents were servants of the city. My mother had a congregation, a flock. And I had to do a lot of bending. I had to sacrifice my mother because the church was more important. So I was raised with my father. So I got a lot of toxic alpha male traits, though I'm a Sigma. So yeah, me and him bump heads. We don't really always agree. We kind of go back and forth with each other. And my father's 96, right? And so a friend of mine asked my father back in high school, like, man, you scared of him? You know, he taller than you, mister. And my father was like, I got, if he ever decide he gonna beat my ass, I got a friend. Because the worst thing you could do is beat my ass and let me live. I got a friend. And my father kind of like lifted up his shirt. And this was before concealed carry was legal where I'm at. My father lifted up his shirt and was like, you see this? This is my friend Smith. He got a brother named Weston. They got 5 friends. They call Hollow Point. My father lifted up the other side of his shirt, and there was a nice little blade. I looked at my friend looked at me, I looked back at my friend, I told him, you get the fuck away from him, man. You asked my father a question, and I got threatened indirectly by my father to you for your question. You can't come back around here, man. All right, so my father had no compassion in that moment. Like, he could have answered the question and left it alone. My father had a threatening glare at me while talking to him. Like, my father for a moment became Horatio Kane on Miami, CSI. It was ridiculous. And for a moment, I felt like a felon that ain't did nothing, but I was getting prosecuted for something I didn't do that I did. And I was like, nah, bro, trauma. Right? So, yeah, you have to extend compassion. If you're trying to help your mate heal, or your mate has a troubled past, and you're trying to make it work, you have to be compassionate, but you also have to have empathy. And the worst things that can happen with compassion and empathy is that you think it's funny and you try to take advantage of it. You're just breaking a person that's broke trying to help you.
Starting a business? Kimbrio's 30-day brand takeover is for you. Get your new website, marketing plan, social media strategy, and all of the training you need in just 30 days. Apply now to see if you qualify for Kimbrio's 30-day brand takeover at www.30daybrandtakeover.com.
Starting a business? Grab Kimbrio's free brand identity checklist to remove the chaos around DIY in your brand. Get it free at Kimbrio.com/checklist. That's Kimbrio. BRIO.com/checklist.
Let's talk about managing expectations. See, when you're in a relationship, you already have a preconceived notion of expectations, how it should go, where it's going to go, what we're going to do, what we should be doing. And then you manual that. You put it out and you lay it across the guidelines of somebody else's relationship. And that relationship has been measured to somebody else's relationship. And that relationship is being measured to somebody else. So it's like 4 relationships that you're comparing yourself to. Right? I could prove it. You try to do in your relationship what you want to do, but sometimes you look at the measuring stick of maybe your parents' relationship, maybe your siblings' relationship, maybe your best friend's relationship. This is where we come back to that equally yoked thing. That's part of them 10 red flags. Woo! Man. You got to manage your expectations. Just because I'm in a relationship, what do you expect of me? What do I expect of you? What is it you want to see? What is it you want to do? Where's your compromise? Where's your understanding? What level are you on? I'm on level 5. I'm on level 300. Oh, this shit is not gonna work. You can't get beamed up to level 300 overnight, homie. It ain't gonna work. There's a lot of growth. There's levels to this. Meek Mills. There's levels to this. Right? So slow progress is still progress. And fast progress is fast progress. And I got a saying in the art, slow is fast and fast is deadly. Some people say slow is fast and fast is smooth. And smooth is slow. It's levels. Right? And you can't overshoot your levels. Because you get too far out there, there's a lot that there's a lot you didn't grasp. So let's start with reasonable expectations. Communication, honesty, transparency. The ability for you to be you while I have the ability to be me, and we come together. Not me being pulled out the house, forced to the church, forced to the supermarket, forced over here, forced over there. Because if I did it to you, you wouldn't like it, but you would do it just to keep other people away from me, because low key, that trigger called controlling and them distrust issues that she done suffered or he didn't suffer because somebody done screwed them over. See how this is all connected. Everybody has triggers, and you have to respect the triggers. A woman you only know if your mate love you because your mate acting goofy and crazy. Hell to the no. I don't need that in my life. I don't need my mate acting crazy. Crazy get crazy. I got issues, you got issues, you give me your issues, I'm gonna have to give you mine. And then I gotta go out the house and, relax and calm down. And then it's a bigger problem when I come home because I left the house to relax versus stayed there and fought with you. I wanted to say some things, but I got the engineer telling me, hey, look, you only given like 10 cuss words in this show. And you done used up all 10 already on some low level cusses. So just work with me here. I gotta keep people gainfully employed around here. Otherwise, I'd be doing it myself. So if your mate left the house because y'all was arguing, they had to chew it over. They needed to de-escalate. They had to unpack some things. And when they come back, now they want to talk about it. You still want to argue. Don't yell at me and I'm trying to talk to you. The disrespect is real. Black men get attacked 10 times, black women are under attack 20 times. Where's the sympathy? Where's the empathy? Where's the compassion? We both under attack, and now we attacking each other. Yeah, I stepped on your toe. You kicked me in the knee. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have stepped on your toe. I didn't see it. And whether or not she apologized, women don't apologize for shit. Your mate might not apologize. Your mate will probably apologize with you like this. You're going to lay in the bed tonight. They're going to get in the bed butt naked. And they're going to scoot that booty right into your hips. And if you don't take advantage of it, because that's the apology. If you don't take advantage of it, then you're going to wake up in the morning like, I apologize. You ain't even apologize. Well, I'll put my booty on you. I tried to give you some head. You were so mad. You don't touch me. Tried to give you some head. Right? So your apology is your apology. Their apology is their apology. I had to learn that too. I had to learn that. Because see, certain people would never apologize for their wrongness, but they would try to make it up to you in a way that is pleasurable for you. And if they enjoy giving certain things, that pleasurable for you, once again, it's still their apology, but it's even more pleasurable for them. It's the sweetest reward in the end. So we have to manage our expectations. I'm sorry if this radio is too grown for some of y'all. To my daughter, I know you probably laid up in the bed like, oh my God, Dad is just really just, I love you. I love you. And I need you to understand, pull the bed. Because I know you. You're my daughter. You suffer from insomnia like your daddy. So you just sitting there listening to the radio like, oh my God, Daddy's just out there wilding. I told y'all, don't call this a comeback. I've been here for years. I'm giving you raw, uncut. I'm giving you stuff right now, musically, conversationally, in an introduction to who I am, to a point where there are people who would rather not have me on air because they can't control me. There are people who are right now listening, like, damn, all that great content gone out the door. Ask yourself something. And I just want you to be honest with yourself. This is the moment of honesty. This is your moment of amnesty when you're listening to Soul Somatics right here on WSOL Radio, New Soul Radio. Yeah, I do my own drops. I don't need that. That voice is powerful, right? But no, I want you to ask yourself something. Would there have been a radio show or a radio station created that you wanted, unadulterated, if there were already radio stations doing it? This is for the grown and mature. Real talk. Real talk. And speaking of grown and mature, we're going to do some healing up here in this radio station right now, right? So give me a second. I got to do some downward dog and the tree pose because I got to recenter myself. You know, I might have to do the cobra, you know, and then I'm going to have to change myself into like a pyramid. I brought my yoga mat with me too. So while y'all listening to this music break, you know, because we got to pay bills around here. Got to pay these bills, right? But I'm giving you, like Anita, I'm giving you the best that I got, baby. Yeah, I can't sing worth nothing. So, you know, you just going to have to take that, ride me out on it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But you are tuned in right now to Soul Somatics right here on WSLL, New Soul Radio. If you got a question, you got a comment, you want to leave a voicemail, you want to say, get that dude off the air, it don't matter. Call 312-945-6376. We are always here to listen. Be advised, your message might get played on the radio. You might get an answer. Depending on what you say, I hope you're ready for it. Pay these bills. I'll be back at you in a second.
Hey, you guys. This is Dr. Sherlyn Garrett from Dr. Sherlyn Speaks. I wanted to give you a tidbit of information. If you are in the Chicagoland area and you need counseling, I'm going to provide a resource for you, New Life, New Solutions, and Community Wellness Group. In order to have services, if you have a medical card, you can contact New Life, New Solutions. And if you are a private pay or have private insurance, you can still dial the same number, but it'll be under Community Wellness Group. Our intake coordinator there will be able to help you differentiate which service you would need. You can dial Evelyn Hernandez at 773-308-3362. Again, 773-308-3362. Or Albert Johnson at 773-386-1717. Again, 773-386-1717. That's New Life, New Solutions.
Suffering in silence doesn't have to be your reality. Intimate partner violence accounts for 15% of all violent crime. But you can get out. The Slip Out app was designed to give victims and survivors of domestic violence useful yet practical tips, advice, and information on how to leave, how to heal, and how to prevent future abuse. Download the Slip Out app for free on Google Play or the Apple App Store. There is a way out.
This station is powered by Soul Saying Company. What does your soul say?
Yo, what's happening? Thanks for tuning in to WSOL New Soul Radio. This is your host of the show, Pharaoh the Wordsmith. And right now I have Miss M'rald of Ubuntu Love on the line. And what we're going to discuss right now is self-love in a relationship and ways to strengthen your connection using yoga. Uh, Hold on, fellas. I know some of y'all probably saying that's crazy. I too had that same philosophy, like, nah, this ain't gonna work. But I promise you, the energy you get from doing yoga and the the humbleness that you get is almost unbelievable. And it's learning your body as well. So, Miss Emerald, can you explain to us what type of yoga that it is that you do?
I specialize in Kemetic yoga, which is yoga that is directly connected to the ancestors of the African diaspora. Kemetic, Kemet, is the ancient word of Egypt. And the master teacher, Yasir Rahotep, when he went to Egypt over 20 years ago, he was able to identify that, the people of the Kemetic culture actually practiced yoga, and that yoga, the practice of yoga, is deeply embedded in the African civilization. And this was something that he was very, very passionate about making known to others. So our Kemetic yoga is deeply connected to the breath of life, transcendence, changing your body, mind, and spirit to a more optimal state of being, as well as honoring the Neteru. The Neteru is another name for the gods and goddesses of the Egyptian mythology, Kemetic Egyptian mythology.
That's what's up. I could dig it. I could dig it. So I have a question for you. So being that this is Kemetic yoga, how hard is it for somebody who is not athletic? Is this something that's easy? Is this something that you need to have a certain level of physical training and be ready for?
Well, that's the one thing that's special about Kemetic yoga, is because it is can be embraced by any person of any level. You can start at a beginning level, because one of the things that we focused in on is the breathing technique. So you're tapping into the breathing technique, and the postures that we are that are like considered like the main staple of Kemetic yoga are more geared towards twisting the spine, stretching the spine, and these are considered a lot more easier, more comfortable for the body to begin to start exercising these poses. So it's much easier to start with Kemetic yoga, I believe.
Okay. So for people who have like mobility issues, joint issues, their knees might not be able to, they might not be what they used to be, right? What would Kemetic yoga allow them or get them back in the positions, no pun intended, to be able to do?
Well, you can practice yoga in a chair. So you can start off with practicing anything that's require you to be seated on the ground. You can do the same thing in the chair. But then also we have a lot of standing postures that do not require that you have to get down on your knees on the floor, which actually, you're focusing in on forward bending postures, twisting of the spine, to right to left, as well as incorporating that with the breathing to help relax the body, relax the mind, and relax the spirit, so that you can then start to move forward and add, a little bit more challenge to your practice. So if you are experiencing difficulties, it would just be important for you to let your instructor know what you're dealing with, so that they can provide modifications for you. If you have a hard time getting down on the floor for a mat, they would, we would be able to suggest that you can, sit in a chair to do some of the same postures. Also, we could cater our class to doing things that are, a combination of possible standing with just a more forward bending poses instead of having to get down on your hands and knees. So it just, anytime that you're joining a class, it would, it's okay to let the instructor know that you're having some type of limitation, so that you can have more success and a more comfortable and enjoyable class.
So would you recommend this for couples?
I definitely would recommend yoga for couples, because it's about energy, right? So we focus on moving the energies through what we call a meridian system. So our body is an energetic, has a whole bunch of pathways of energetic centers. And once you're starting to breathe, you're activating this energy. When we're with people, it's all about energy, how you feel, and when you're opening up, activating energy, getting energy flowing, feeling good, that is definitely a good combination for, a couple to engage into, even if, they want to do this just as a daily exercise, or, if they wanted to use it to wind down at night, or to spend some time, or to become, added into like leading more into a sensual, pleasurable time together.
So I done seen a few of these comedic poses, right? And I just want to be honest, right? I done seen a few of these comedic poses, and yeah, that's gonna be some deadly energy in the room, talking about, yeah, this is how I start my morning. You're gonna be energized. You. Oh, jeez. This is an adult show. I just want to let y'all know some of these poses will make you rethink your youthfulness.
Mm-hmm.
They will make you rethink your usefulness. Like, I could get away with this for a minute. But even with the energy and the presence of your mate, what is your view personally when it comes to yoga and self-love?
The one thing that I'm helping people to recognize is the paying attention to yourself, acknowledging yourself, affirming yourself. So when we are practicing the yoga, I'm helping to plant the seed for the students to, learn how to talk to your cells, learn how to talk to your tendons, your muscles, being patient with yourself, just really tuning into you. Like it's not about me or any other person in that class. It's about just turning that attention inward and truly getting to know yourself. And through this inward awareness, the tension, the affirmations, the mantra, the putting your mind's eye into, places of stress or tension is actually helping to improve the self-love, because a lot of the time we're always projecting out.
Right.
Spend most of our time, most of our lives projecting out for the most part, instead of just really being in tune with, well, what am I feeling right now? What's happening inside of my body? What am I thinking? What type of emotion? Just really being aware of yourself. And then once you start to become aware of yourself, and if there's some things that you don't like I can't touch my toes, I don't like that, I'm getting old, I can't get on it, whatever it may be on, that you start to put a spotlight on, I'm teaching you now we're going to embrace this, and know through this embracing it, you're starting to accept yourself, acknowledge where you are, but then be empowered to know that you can change it. Now that we are putting our attention on ourselves, showing more love and patience, you can change your situation to whatever you want it to be. It just requires now the self-love, the taking, I instruct my students to take baths and, love on themselves. So that, you can start to understand what it's like to do the things you need to do for yourself. We don't have to wait on anybody else, to love on us. We love on ourselves first. So
all of the double entendres that you just put out in the universe. Oh my God, I'm sitting here right now like, I wish I had a teacher when I was in school telling me, yes, love on yourself. How? I just can only imagine. However, so speaking of that, no, I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be that bold. I'm gonna be nice. What are some of your more pleasant takeaways as an instructor, as a yogi, that you have experienced in the self-love, being more aware of yourself, and just overall being able to share that energy with a person? I don't think I said that last one
the
part.
takeaway, really what the part of it is that for me, my most the thing that my most pleasant takeaway from all of my experiences is the exchange of energy, and being able to feel energy and feel it moving in a fast pace, or feel it expand, or there's this it used to be a time when I first started teaching, I really didn't understand about this, because I would just be in my mind focusing on how do I guide people through these postures and do everything, but now I'm at a place where I, can feel the release in myself and feel the release in others. And then I can feel like at the beginning when I first come together with people in that circle versus what happens at the end, that energy of now everybody feels relaxed. Now I can feel that people are calm. I can feel that something happened. I may not be able to, put my finger on it, but something here, something powerful just happened, to this room, to this space. And that's something that I'm able to take away, from all of my sessions, as well as, now I ask people about downloads. Like, what is it that do your practice is something your higher self told you, that could help us on our journey? And this has been very powerful because so many things are coming down through people. And I think that we haven't taken enough time to listen and share what's happening, because this is something that word or that thought you were thinking because you were having a hard time going into a lunge, you experienced some discomfort, that word or thought or mantra could actually help someone else on their journey. So that is really, that shift in perception, that shift in energy is what really moves me, in each experience.
That's what's up. I can tell you fellas that if your hips don't open, if you got tight hips, you're not gonna be able to hit certain positions like you want. So trust me. I do yoga, and I'm trying to be very respectful of this interview because there's a lot of double entendres that just got put out there today. All I can say is energy is more than just energy. And my mantra from time to time changes and shifts because I'd be like, Lord, please help me stay focused. And if you haven't been in the class, you really just don't understand what I'm talking about. And it helped me to really be more in tune with myself and not those in the class around me. Because when you're like one of the few dudes in the class and there's like a bunch of women there, you need to be focused. Otherwise, you are wasting your time, and the lunge is not going to be your best friend. But before we wrap this up and you get out of here, because I know you got a couple classes you got to teach a little bit later on. How can people find you on social media?
I can be found as M'rald Calhoun on Facebook. My name is spelled M'rald Calhoun, Calhoun. I can be found at Emerald City on Instagram, as well as at Ubuntu Loves on Instagram as well.
You're going to have to spell that last one out because I think everybody knows how to do Emerald City.
I am, because we are Ubuntu, Ubuntu Loves, Ubuntu Loves.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And I want to thank you for your time, your presence, your energy. And hopefully one day I will meet you on the yoga mat and we can be focused and share in the energy, because Lord have mercy, I don't think I want to talk to another yogi for a while. Y'all have a way of describing things that, like I say, it's just double entendres. I think one of the best things about a conversation is being able to have a conversation with a person and see things in 3 or 4 different ways and just laugh internally. Because as an adult, that's definitely my conversational platform. Definitely. I'll be like, really? Okay. There's an embrace? So I tip my hat to you. I thank you. And after this, I think I'm gonna have to go and refresh and do a mantra. And while I'm doing that, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna pay some bills. And I will see y'all in a second right here back at WSOL, New Soul Radio.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, I was not just, working with my physical disabilities, I was emotionally broken. I remember thinking, how did I get here? How? It was affecting me in my marriage. My husband, he didn't know how to help me. He actually called Wounded Warrior Project. Wounded Warrior Project had this thing called Couples Odyssey.
It was an eye-opener, and I think it really saved our marriage.
They gave us books and resources and tools on how to help us with that. I just love him. I love you, honey.
I love you too.
Watching her fight for her mental health, fighting for other veterans, fighting for this family, helped me to fight too. Well, I always loved her, but I love her 10 times more for that.
Not all wounds are visible. If you or a loved one are suffering, visit woundedwarriorproject.org/notalone.
Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. This is Soul Cymatics right here on WSOL Radio. I am your host, Pharaoh the Wordsmith. And right now, I'm finna go through my shout-outs. First of all, I want to thank the New Soul Radio family, the Angel Crew, TNT, Life by Design, After Dinner, the U-Boys, the Edwards Clan, the Ancestors. And when I started out, I was solo, but the first group I attached to ever show me love and still show me love, God Love the Firm. I got to give a special shout out to M'rald Calhoun for coming through and representing the night. I got to give a shout out to my man, Christo Shah. You know, the universe and the way it flows. AKA, I got to give some other shout outs, but check it out. Here we go. Y'all ready? Chocolate Sunshine to all my cutlers, smooches, and lovers, and you. The Thick Thighs Save Lives campaign. The Little Booties Matter. The Top Heavy Incorporated. The Hourglass for Mo Sand. The LGBTQ community. The Kingsters and the Fetish Lovers. I wouldn't be able to be here if it weren't for you all. Now, if I left anybody out, I do apologize. Don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my mind. Because even for the little people, and there's a lot of them, I wouldn't be here without you.
Supporters of this show can join us on Patreon, where for only $5 a month, you can access all past shows and exclusive content. Join now at patreon.com/SoulSayCo. That's patreon.com/SOLSEICO. This podcast contains excerpts from New Soul Radio shows. For the full listening experience with music, visit newsoulradio.com. That's NUSOL radio.com.